Oh my goodness, I think I am live. Let me know if you can see me and hear me. I have never gone live on Instagram, so I'm gonna wait for people to hop on. Okay, tell me if you can still hear me. Oh my goodness, okay, can you still? Happy birthday. Okay, I just put my earpods on, so let me know that you can hear me. I am super excited. I woke up today wanting to do a live on Instagram, and then I was like, I've never done it. I'm gonna mess this up. And you guys know me, I move at quantum speed, so I'm like, the only way to get over this is to go live on Instagram, duh. So here I am. I had so much to say, so much on my heart. Is there a way to tell like how many people are what? Let me see if I can pull it up on my tablet here on my computer. This is so exciting. Sorry, am I out of the frame now? Okay, I'm back. Yes, oh my god. So you guys know, I took a break from YouTube. I had said initially that I'm going to do it. I'm going to take 45 days off, and so much happened in the last like week that I've been off. Like so many quantum leaps, so many decisions made, so much like timeline jumping that it literally feels like to me that like months if not years have passed. Okay, I can see you guys live here as well. Awesome. Okay, so the Q&A that I posted about, I never got to do that because then I announced that I was taking a break. What I want to talk to you guys about is a lot of stuff that's on my mind for today, and I'm super excited about this. So you guys know that I sent out a post yesterday. One of the things that I have been known for my entire life, and negatively for most of my life, but positively now, is the fact that I move really, really fast. When an idea comes to me, when the desire is placed in my heart from the divine, no matter how crazy it is, no matter how against the grain it is, I move. And I've been doing this since I was a teenager. And because of this, in my family and my friend circle growing up, I was sort of known as like the impulsive one, the crazy one. But for some reason, I just knew that if the desire has been placed in my heart, I must take action. Like the desire is so strong when it's given to me, I can't help but take action. Like it won't let me not take action towards it. So whether you look at like what the school I went to, what I studied, everyone thought I was crazy. The way I've launched my previous businesses, the way I was just like, when the desire is there, I jump. And so I made a post yesterday. What happened yesterday was, well, this happened in Hawaii. It started, the download came in Hawaii. When I was in Hawaii, I had this thought of like, wouldn't it be nice to host the next in-person intensive in Dubai? And all of a sudden my heart started racing really, really fast. You know, the divine like places the desire in your heart and then waits for your free will. Well, the reason that my heart started racing and stuff is because I have put certain places, I've talked about this before, on a pedestal. Hawaii used to be like that for me at one point. I was like, I can't teach in Hawaii. I love Hawaii too much. Hawaii is too special. Like, only the big girls get to teach in Hawaii. And then now I've done like, how many intensives there? Like, I just did my third one there in like a year. So Dubai came to me, and all of a sudden I was like, oh, no, like that's too far away. Like I'm gonna do that in a couple of years. So anyways, we were in Hawaii in April. Yesterday I was meditating, and it was literally like the voice was, are you gonna do this or not? Like, you're meant to go to Dubai. Like, it's meant to happen. Like, are you gonna literally wait for a whole year or 2 years? Or are you literally going to do it now? And in that moment, I decided. I was just like, we're going to Dubai. So yesterday, you guys know, I didn't have a sales page. I didn't even have a location. You guys know we always do Marriott properties because we have titanium level there, and so we just get a lot of extra points and perks and all that stuff. So I knew that it was going to be some sort of Marriott property, but I didn't know when, I didn't know anything. So I literally just sat there and I said, when? Like, when is this going to happen? And a couple months popped in my mind. So I went and I Googled best time to go to Dubai, and I started looking at the weather patterns there. I started looking up if there's festivals or things going on where it's too busy. You guys know I'm a projector. I don't like places that are overly crowded, overly touristy. And so I did a certain level of work. I texted my best friend and said, hey, we're going to Dubai. I texted Armaan. I said, hey, my next is intensive. Armaan is my oldest son, by the way. I said, we're having our next intensive in Dubai. And then I started feeling really uncomfortable because the divine was saying, the desire was saying, are you really going to wait for an event space? Are you going to wait to launch this when you have an actual date? The month of October was the one that I deemed like this perfect. It's my anniversary, our wedding anniversary month. The weather is nice there. It's a lower touristy time. And so anytime I try to wait on something, I don't know what it is. The guides that have been assigned to me, the ancestors supporting me, God literally speaking to me, the divine says, what are you waiting for? Like, you do not have to wait. So I'm like, I talked to my husband, he's like, yeah, we should wait until we secure a place and have an actual date. And I'm like, yes, we should do that, should. But literally my heart's like, no, tell them now. Like, do it now. You got where you are by moving at quantum speeds. The event location will be secured, the date will show up, but there's literally people out there right now that are manifesting this. And so I immediately went and created a sales page, a pre-order page, announced it on my Instagram, and people started signing up. I got so many DMs from people saying, oh my God, I live in Dubai and I need to be there, and I manifested this. And that's what I'm talking about. So the post that I made yesterday, I sent you guys a post yesterday. Let me see if I can find it. No, because I'm going to lose. Let me actually find the post and read it to you. I posted it on Facebook, so it'll probably be easiest for me to find it there. I have a point to the story that it's going to blow your mind, so bear with me over here, okay? Let me go and find the post. My goal is to show you here why you must listen to your heart's desires if they don't make sense, even if they don't make sense, okay? There is always a bigger picture, there's always a bigger purpose, and someone else up there has the entire timeline in view, even though us as humans on this planet cannot see the whole thing. Okay, where's my post? Here's my post. Oh my goodness, I have chills with this post because of what it led to. I said, I don't personally know anyone who works at my speed, who jumps when Source says now, who runs when God says go, who bows at the divine's every request, quantum, speed, or nothing. This morning I decided that the in-person intense after the US Virgin Islands is going to be in Dubai. And then I created the pre-order page and started selling it. No event place yet, no exact date, just a decision made in collaboration with the divine, with the Most High, with the Most Holy. I'm adding that was not in the original post. And the equally consciously, intentionally crazy women like myself who knew without a shadow of a doubt that they manifested this, and they signed up. Introducing the Portal Dubai 2023. I trust that we will have the exact dates next week. Actually, I think I have the exact date. It's October 18th, which is actually my wedding anniversary. It's our 15th wedding anniversary. The event space will be divinely decided. The most important part is your decision and mine. This intensive includes $2,400 worth of bonuses. Here's the thing, the story doesn't end there. So every evening, I go on a long walk with my husband and kids, and we have all of these fantastic, fabulous restaurants within walking distance. So what we do is we walk to dinner and then we walk back, and we call it earning our calories. It's kind of funny. It's kind of a running joke. But we walked to dinner, and so we walked to dinner. No, I was getting ready to go for our walk, and Irfan and the kids were like in the kitchen area waiting for me to come out of the master suite. And right as I'm walking through the door, the download comes in. I ran out of the room screaming. I said, oh my God, the next course has been delivered. And I literally have chills. I feel like I have been waiting my entire life. Like I feel like I was incarnated to teach this course. Like it's that powerful. And so, okay, calm down, Mira. And my husband was like, well, what is it? What is it? And I said, it's Sachda. And it's so powerful. Oh my God. So, I have so much to say about this, and I'm pre-order. This course is on pre-order right now. It's in my bio. You can go through Linktree and see it. But here's what you have to say. So I think I have to remove this because it's like hitting the microphone, and I don't know if that you guys can hear this. So you guys can hear me. Everything's good, right? I need to like check in with you guys before I tell you guys about Sachda. Okay. I don't know. I've never live streamed on YouTube or Instagram. Someone's asking if this meeting will be saved. If any of you guys live on Insta, can you tell me if it's saved? I think Armaan said that it does. Okay. So Sachda is a word from my culture. It's from the Islamic culture that means bowing to the divine. And something about me making that decision yesterday about Dubai and then writing that post activated this intense memory of remembering teaching this course. And I know I haven't taught this course yet, but remembering the timeline in which I had already taught this course. And this course in that timeline has, I have chills, has like changed the entire destiny and like many lifetimes and timelines of millions of women. Like it's already done that in that timeline. And as I was walking to dinner with my family, I kept talking about it and telling them about it, and they were getting excited about it. And I had that split moment of doubt where I'm like, should I translate the word Sachda into English? And I'm like, no. The answer was no, absolutely do not translate it. Because when you translate it, it loses its meaning, it loses its potency. So the story with my spiritual journey and the concept of Sachda is so deep. It's so many lifetimes of inner work for me. You guys know that in this lifetime, in this incarnation, I grew up massively confused about God and religion as a child. I was born into the religion of Islam, which is a beautiful religion, as is all religions. But the way that God was being taught in Islam and in a lot of other religions, especially from the people interpreting it, did not resonate with me. I did not see God as someone that I had to fear. I did not see God as someone that judged me. I definitely did not see God as someone that punished me. And so I had all of these questions, and so I would go to the religious leaders trying to teach me how to read the Quran, because it's written in Arabic, and so as a child you have to go through these trainings to read it. And anytime I would ask questions, there was a huge backlash. It would be like, no, you can't ask questions. Like you just have to trust and have faith. But I had questions as a child. And so by the time I was a teenager, I was massively confused about religion and my relationship with God. And when I went to university, one of the things I started doing, in addition to my studies of evolution, anthropology, psychology, social sciences, communication studies, I also started studying religion at Northwestern University. And I studied all the various religions, through, like, I studied the major religions. I studied Christianity. I went to a Catholic school for part of my upbringing. So I studied all of these religions, and I realized that all of them were teaching the same kind of face of God, this fear-mongering, this scary God that we had to submit to because of fear. And it was actually an atheist professor at Northwestern University that kind of helped me make sense of what religion versus spirituality was. And then in 2006, 2007, I discovered the law of attraction, and it was like everything made sense. Through the law of attraction, I finally found God and had a deep, deep-seated relationship with God. And through the last, 17, 18 years, my relationship with God it's so deep. It's so grounded in not just faith and trust in this timeline, but in all the times that we've been, going all the way to when God and I were one, and then we were split, and then we were going through all of these lifetimes to go back to one and being whole again. And one of the things that I know that I'm incarnated here to teach, if it's not the thing, is to help people establish their relationship back to source. And one of the ways that I have been recently doing this is by taking concepts that have been corrupted through misinterpretation. They've also been watered down because of overusage and confusion, and teaching them in the most holy and sacred and pure of ways, which take you back to the original meaning. So here we are at the word Sachda. The word Sachda for me is religion-free, by the way. Yes, I borrowed this word from the Quran, and I borrowed words from Sanskrit, I borrow words from Christianity, I borrow concepts that we can all relate to, but that have been some way watered down over the years. And when I think of the word Sachda, and I really deeply feel into this, what comes up for me is that it is me becoming the reciprocal of the Most High. It is not only me bowing down in service and in worship, but also being worshipped in return. It's very much that divine union that I talk about in relationship. Well, but this is your divine union with the divine. So this is that deep, deep relationship that you get to invoke and have, that cuts out all of the middlemen. Even me, I am not going to be I'm going to be your guide to help you activate this, but after that I will gladly remove myself from your equation, because you do not need anyone or anything or any book or anything to get in between you and the divine, because you and the divine were once one, and at one point you will be one again. But because of the misinterpretations of religion and what it means to be bowing down in extreme faith and in honor and in respect, and in return getting all of those things back from the divine, it's all been corrupted, it's all been misunderstood. So I am so excited that I'm feeling emotional on a level that I can't even explain. Like, it's emotional beyond human emotions. It's emotional in the sense of many lifetimes of me saying, finally, you're deciding and you're doing the thing that you came here to do. So Sachda is a course that I'm launching. It's on pre-order right now. It starts on May 22nd. It's live. It's 6 lessons, 6 really, really, really deep, potent lessons live. And we're going to do 2 lessons a week for 3 weeks. The potent downloads are coming in fast right now, so I really wanted to harness this. And this is going to be for that woman that knows that your relationship with the divine is deeper than anything that you've heard. It's deeper than religion. It's deeper than other people's interpretations. You can feel that there's more. You can feel it with many, many, many timelines. So if you, I don't know if I can put the link in the, let me see, does it let me put the link? I don't know how Insta works, but we are figuring this out, girl. No, I was already logged in. Why are you making me log in again? We will figure this out. And then I want to see what you guys are saying. I want to take questions. Okay, here is Sachda. I'm going to drop the link. I have no idea how this works. There it is. Can someone click on it and let me know that you got it? Wait, can't I just send it to everyone? It's asking me, who do I send it to? like everyone. Okay, there it is. Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, I can pin it. You guys are wonderful. The thing that I want to say about Sachda is you guys know that I am meant to teach deeply religious concepts in a religious free way. And I understand now why God has me doing it this way, because I think religion, it divides, and a lot of people lose. I have no idea how to pin this. Maybe I'll figure it out later. Are you able to click on it? Can someone click and like test it out for us? Are any of my people watching right now? Any Team Universe crew people watching? I honestly like decided and came on before I can. Oh, okay. So in my bio, it's already there. So you can find it there. You guys, the people that are meant to be there will freaking find it. So for the next 3 days, I'm doing a pre-order price because I love women that move at my speed. Like that's one of the things that it's taken me a really long time to overcome, is that not everyone is so connected to the divine, not everyone is so in tune with the quantum field that they can move at my speed. And everyone else to me seems like they're working at snail speed. But here's my question for you. What would happen to your life if you started deciding the way that I decide? And it's not that that the human part of me doesn't feel fear. Yes, the human part of me feels fear. But the spiritual part of me, the conscious part of me, the intentional part of me, the divine part of me bows to the divine. I surrender to the decision. I decide to the desire. Because the truth is, when the desire shows up, the divine has already spoken. The divine has already decided. They're literally waiting for you to press the accept button. They're waiting for you to decide, because why? Free will. And I freaking love free will, because that's when it's like when I say I do. When God's already said I do the moment that the desire is placed in your heart. And it's like everyone's looking at you. All the beings in the cosmos, the angels and the ancestors and the guides and the ascended masters, they're all waiting, holding their breath for you to say, I do. And so yesterday in the morning, when I accepted the I do by replying I do to Dubai, I did. I activated. And through that activation, the next download was shown. It was like, well, yes, I see that you accepted this, and do you also accept Sachda, the thing that you're actually here to do? And in that moment of walking out of the door of my master suite downstairs, I said, I do. And that's why I stepped out of that room saying, oh my God, you guys won't believe what I'm teaching next. So let me see what you guys are saying. Thank you for being live. I resonate. Awesome. I'm so happy to have you. How do you learn to receive and submit to these downloads? So how you learn is you have to tone down the volume of your brain. And this is going to be one of the deepest inner work things that you will do in this lifetime. Because of the density of the mental plane, it can really scare the bejesus out of you, right? It can say, well, this will happen and that will happen. Like I had all kinds of things coming up yesterday, like, you said you weren't going to do intensives outside of the United States. Are you sure you're ready for Dubai? It's like, why not? First of all, I've been to Dubai. It's freaking my culture. It's my people. Like, and even if it wasn't, why am I not, right? Like, people go to Dubai all the time. And then I started getting excited about, like, this might be TMI for a lot of you guys. Sorry for the TMI. But, like, Alina was, like, literally conceived in Dubai, and so she's the only one that like technically hasn't been to Dubai in this lifetime. So I was like, oh my God, Alina gets to go to Dubai. And so like just thinking about that whole thing. But the point is, how do you receive? You get out of your own way. When all of that BS comes up, you say no. God has already said I do. The divine has already said I do. I'm not gonna leave the divine hanging while I go up into the mental plane and entertain this nonsense that is coming up. Okay, so the way it's done for on my end is I'm never shown the full picture. It's always the next step and the next step. And the thing is that I was having a container issue in the last few weeks because in the past, God would give me a download and then I would accept it and then I would like work on it and then the next one would come. They're coming in so freaking fast. Like yesterday, Dubai and Sachda literally came like maybe 6 hours, 7 hours apart. So I'm like, whew, okay. So I've had a moment where I've literally had a conversation with my guides and with God saying, hey, could you like slow down the transmissions, like they're coming in too fast? And they did. And then they sped up again. And so the response that I'm getting now is that there's no reason for us to slow down because we believe that you can do it at the speed. We would never give you anything at a speed that we felt like you can move at. And so that's literally the container issue that I was having after the 555 portal yesterday, the full moon yesterday. It was like I literally walked through the portal, and that's why I named Dubai Portal, because such a big transmission happened for me yesterday where I literally went through a portal. So I called Dubai Portal, and I was in Sachda yesterday deeper than I've ever gone in Sachda before, meaning the bow to the divine has gotten even deeper. And so that's where the two names came from. And I can't tell you how excited I am because many of you guys that have been following my journey know that I've had to overcome a lot of my own BS over the years. I have a lot of childhood sexual trauma. I've had to deal with really deep PTSD. I've had to overcome fear of being seen, fear of being heard, fear of persecution, like so many things. I have the witch wound from past lifetimes. Like I've had to do a lot of inner work, and I'm still doing inner work. Like this is the deepest I've ever been in this lifetime. And I can tell you that there's more depth. Like there's still more work for me to do. There's more layers for me to take off. So yes, I am definitely a painting of the divine work in progress. I'm definitely not complete, but this is the deepest that I've ever been in this lifetime, in this timeline, and I couldn't be more excited. Being able to share it with other spiritual people that understand and are on the same journey, who just literally gives me chills. So if you are being called to Dubai, or if you are being called to Sachda, this is your call to action. This is the time to sign up. They are both on a pre-order price right now. Also, going back to the portal Dubai, we're looking at October 18th. The date is not finalized, although I just need to decide and say that gets to be the date. It's a lucky date. It's mine and Irfan's wedding anniversary. And I even asked Irfan right now, I was like, are you okay with me doing it? He's like, I insist. He's like, we can celebrate in the evening and the whole thing will be this divine celebration. So, and also when you add up the numerology for October 18, 2023, it's the number 8, the number of abundance. It's the infinite number of, it's such a divine number. So I know I just need to decide, but it's October 18th. Like it just feels really good to me. We do not have the event space yet, but God always figures, like the how, I don't know, someone up there, I have an assistant up there and they always figure it out. So that's all being worked out right now. But I'm also giving $2,400 worth of bonuses in the for the Dubai intensive. If you want to, here's another offer. If you rather, so the bonuses right now are the recordings for Millionaires Miami. If you buy Dubai, you get the recordings of Millionaires Miami, and you also get the recordings for Barkat, my deeply delicious Barkat course. But if you wanted to switch those two out, you can get Sachda if you sign up for Dubai as your bonus instead. So totally up to you. Let me know. And also, let me get back to more questions. Let me see. We do that when we do the Muslim prayer. Yes. And here's my thing with physical things and physical acts. This was one of the biggest problems that I actually had as a child with Islam that people wouldn't, like the people teaching it to me couldn't answer, is that no one was willing to explain things on an embodiment level. They would always just say, well, that's just what you do when you pray. And luckily, I was able to touch in with the divine myself and get those downloads. So what I'm not going to sit here and spit out Islam at you or any other religion. You guys know I'm religion free. I have a direct communication with God, and I prefer it that way. What I'm here to do is teach you the deeply potent actual reasons and embodiments why these things are so important, and how they completely change not only your relationship with God, but the kind of experiences and manifestations that you get to have in all of your timelines. Because we all have a chance of having many timelines here. You can do them in multiple incarnations, or you can do them all in one lifetime. Like, I feel like just in this life, I've had at least 100 lifetimes in 100 different timelines. I feel like I went through that portal again yesterday. So I'm here to teach you the reasons behind these and the embodiments and the how-tos without some of the religious corruption and hijacking. Religion is amazing in its core pure way, but the interpretations of religion that people have added to it is not something that I've resonated with. So kind of just giving you how I feel about it. I think that this course is great for people of all religions and all spiritual beliefs. What is probably going to happen is that you will hear 2, 3, 4 things in there that will completely shift your entire consciousness. Like, it will shift you 7 generations forward and 7 generations back and multiple timelines. And you can take those and make those your own. And then there might be other things where you might feel like that doesn't resonate with me, or that doesn't resonate with me yet, and that's okay too. A lot of my students say, Mina, I bought that one course from you and it had like 30 modules in it, and that one thing you said in that one module changed my life and was worth the entire course. So a lot of times that's what happens, is that your soul, your higher self, the divine, will lead you through to a book, a mentor, a YouTube podcast, a course, where it's that one thing that you're meant to hear, that the divine has already been saying to you, but maybe you haven't been hearing it the way that you were meant to hear it. So this is going to be totally religion free, and if you think you understand Sachda, I'm here to tell you, you probably don't understand it on the depth that I'm able to teach it to you. It is something that is such a cellular, and like not only like in a physical way, but also in a particle way, like the way where not only your physical structure changes, but the wave particle version of you changes. So I'm super excited about it. Do you mean Dubai Intensive gets us both Barakat and Sajda? No, you can trade it. You can have either Barakat or Sajda. When you sign up for Dubai, email my team and let them know whether you want Barakat or Sajda as your bonus for that event. Let's see. Any other questions coming up about Dubai, about Sajda, about anything that I'm saying here today? Were you raised Muslim? Sort of. My parents were Muslim. They weren't like, they were more spiritual than they were like practicing Muslims. And here's why I want to say, they weren't against Islam, but they didn't pray 5 times a day. Like my grandmother, my dad's mom, like prayed 5 times a day, very religious. But my parents were more liberal. They understood Islam and practiced it in their own way, but they weren't like stuck to the dogma of it. And I was like, I had to learn how to read the Quran in Arabic and all of those things, but it wasn't enforced from them in a way that was negative. It was the religious leaders teaching me the stuff that I just had a really icky and bad feeling for. What does Sajda feel like in your body? Ooh, that is such an amazing question. You know how, if you know how to swim, you know when you're floating on water, this feels like you're floating in God. You feel like very low density, if density at all. And it's like you literally just giving up the physical body and the physical manifestation momentarily and floating in God. So God is everywhere, all around us, and you're literally floating in it, in him, in her. So it just feels so juicy. And in my life, there's moments where I will lose that feeling. I'm very much in it right now. That's why the potent transmissions are coming so fast. I'm deeply, like I call it like I've caught the flow wave, like I'm really in it. But there are moments when I lose it. Like for example, if I'm traveling and I'm not sleeping well, I'm not eating well, there will be a moment where I'll lose it. But I know how to get it back. And when you know how life, like how easy life is and how amazing it feels with it, it just feels so disorientating when you're not. Like it's like being aware that you're a physical being right now and like the world is dense and hard versus being carried by the divine. Like it's such a night and day difference, right? So I lost it for a while when I was in Hawaii. I wasn't sleeping well, but better than usual, but not, you know how it is, like the time difference, and like I lost it for a moment, and then when I got back I had it for a moment and then I lost it. So there are moments, human moments, where I will lose it. But the thing is, because I've been practicing this for so long and so many lifetimes, I don't lose it for long. I know how to activate it back again. And secondly, how much I lose is in relation to someone that hasn't been practicing, it's very little. Like I will never be depressed. I will never go down that spiral, right? Like I will never lose faith in God. Like my threshold, my container for even losing it, maybe be feeling tired and like needing a few days to myself, but I will never lose it because I practice it so deeply and it's part of my embodiment for many generations and many lifetimes. I won't lose it to the point where it's like suffering, if that makes sense. Yes, I love that. You are so close to God, it's heavenly. Yes. It is Sachda is a completely new course. It starts on May 22nd. There are 6 live sessions. At this point, that's what I'm hearing. If I feel like there needs to be more later on, you guys know how I roll. Like my God is my structure, so I just move at that pace. And so if that's something that you resonate with, then I would definitely love to have you. Love you, Mina. I find it so funny that in my day-to-day life, I find myself saying, what would Mina do? You always keep me accountable even when you're not physically coaching me. Love. I love that. And I love the numerology in your handle. Absolutely love it. Oh, happy birthday, Lioness. Super excited to have you celebrating your birthday with us. I have an emotional authority in human design. By the way, are you guys following my son? He does human design readings. I don't know if I can like mention him here. Are you allowed to like add someone? I don't know. I'm always tagging him in all my posts, but I'll try to tag him later. Who would you consider a mentor? Oh my God, I've had many mentors. One, I would say definitely my mom. I'm telling you, do you want to know my physical mentors or my non-physical mentors? Because I have a lot of non-physical mentors that are just brilliant and geniuses and masters of their craft. And thank God that I have them as guides, because there's no way that I would be able to be their hands and feet on this physical domain without their assistance. Like, there's no way. So definitely they get all of the credit. But in the physical realm, my mom, my dad's mother, my grandmother, she was not a warm, fuzzy grandmother figure at all. But she taught me a lot. She was super savage. I know that she had a very hard childhood. So I understand why she came across as kind of cold and closed off. But the things that I learned from her nonetheless were life-changing. And I often reference her in my work, in my teachings on YouTube and everywhere. I would also say Rhonda Bynes had the author of the Secret DVD. I credit her for finally making me find that last piece of the puzzle of what God is, and through the law of attraction, like that was life-changing for me. So I consider Rhonda, I've never met her, I've never spoken to her, but I do believe that she was also one of my mentors. That book, that DVD was, up until that point, I was seeking God. And at that point, I understood that God had always been with me. Like, it was always there. And in fact, was carrying me the entire time. So I thank Rhonda Bynes for that. Yes, I would love to have you. We love Sheena. Your mom is an inspiration. Thank you, babe. Yes. And Sheena is more and more active in all of my trainings now. Like, I thought, okay, like, I gave you the Savage course. Like, that's your course, Sheena. But she came out in the gut level emotional response course I'm filming recently. She came out in Wiped. Like, she keeps coming out in all of the places. Love you, Mina. You're the smartest and awakened person I've ever known. Oh my goodness, you guys are gonna make me cry. That is so special. Thank you. Thank you, thank you. That means a lot to me. Emotional authority as well. People say to wait until you level out to make decisions. I'm hearing that isn't true. What you're saying resonates more. Yes, that, like, at the level of my embodiment and my relationship with God, my human decisions, maybe I have to wait a day or two, but God's decisions, I don't have to wait on, right? Like, I'm not gonna leave God hanging and be like, well, hold on, God, let me consult my emotional authority, when God is the ultimate authority. So when God speaks, I do not wait to follow my authority. When it is a mental decision that I'm trying to make, it's a mental thing, it's very much a Mina thing and not a God thing, then yes, I will give myself some time if I can. I'm a very impatient person. Someone actually wrote this thing saying, could you do a course on patience? And I was like, I would be like the biggest hypocrite ever if I did a course on patience, because no, like I'm not a patient person. I don't believe in patience because I don't believe in linear time. I know we're experiencing linear time, but I don't believe that that is ultimate time. And because of that, I follow God's timeline, and I'm very impatient because of that. Let me see. Do you still read a lot, or have you gotten everything you need from books and moved to other hobbies? I still read a lot. I have been a crazy consumer of books since the age of 7. And I take breaks sometimes. I recently took a break from reading, and it did not feel good to me at all. I felt very kind of like my best friend's missing, like something's off. So that the thing that I asked my guides, why is reading so important to my journey? And the answer was that the books that were written, that I'm reading, were written to give me words to the concepts and the blocks and of thoughts that come. So the downloads that come to me from the divine still need human language. They still need science. They still need reasoning to be able to explain them to human beings, right? Like the metaphysical realm understands them, but the way that I communicate them matters. And so the words are in these books, and the concepts and the studies actually are sort of they add fuel to the fire that is the download. And so I must continue reading and learning. It's a very important part of my journey. What are you working on in your inner work process right now? So for me, the transition from teaching human stuff to teaching very big metaphysical concepts that I have known since I was a little child, for many, many lifetimes even, has been very tough on my human nervous system. And one of the things that still keeps happening, although smaller but still happening, is that my old PTSD through the rape and the sexual abuse gets triggered when I do things in a bigger way, in a larger way, in front of a larger audience, in front of a new audience. So what I'm working on right now is that collaboration with the divine of working through more layers of that. Yes, I've been to therapy for PTSD. I've had EDMR done, which is life-changing. And yet, as I grow bigger, I like when my channel reached, YouTube channel reached 100,000, it was triggered again. So there are new stages where it's triggered, and what I'm doing is just accepting that the metaphysical part of me, the infinite part of me, the God part of me, has to work with the physical part of me, the human part of me, the part of me that is fight or flight sometimes, that has PTSD. And so that has certainly slowed my growth in some ways. I would say it's hindered my growth, but it's part of the process, it's part of the journey, and I honor and respect that part. I think it also helps me connect with women that have gone through similar things. Many women have reached out to me, I mean hundreds if not thousands over the years, saying that they can relate to the abuse that I went through, and that seeing me in the state that I am now, living my joyful life experience, living my dharma, having a beautiful life, gives them hope. So I understand and I respect why I had to go through that, but it's still very much something that I am triggered into and have to work through. So thank you for asking. You do know you are a literal God-sent angel, right? Oh my goodness, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you. I received that. Thank you. My son's name actually means God's gift, or gift of heaven. No, Alina's name means silk of heaven. Ayan's name means gift from God. Yes. So thank you for saying that. Mina, thanks for sharing your human experience, because I needed to hear. It is the one thing I needed to hear. I'm so glad. Yes, I know. I was having this conversation with Terry, who was my absolute best friend, and we both spoke to, had a thing with a psychic recently, and she confirmed what we already knew, that we've been friends in many lifetimes. I was having this discussion with her. I said, she saw me in my most recent kind of trigger of the PTSD coming up and having to work through that. This happened in the last couple of weeks, and she saw the messiness of it. She saw me in the chaos of it, and she saw me ascend out of it. And I was thanking her during lunch the other day. I said, thank you so much for allowing me to be human and not holding me to some unrealistic guru light and saying, well, Mina is the universe guru, and so she can't have this very human experience. Because I've had this happen in the past. In fact, there was a time in my life where I stopped making friends with people that followed me, even though I resonated with them and I would want friendships, because what would happen is that they had an image of me on YouTube, and even though I openly talk about that I'm a human being doing my human inner work, that I very much have messy days and have to work through stuff and journal and all of the things, right? At a few times when I was in the middle of one of those really big ascensions, these people freaked out. And I get it, like when you're used to seeing someone at the end of certain journeys, maybe you don't know how messy it is when they're in it. But what I really appreciate about Terry and Armaan, my son Armaan, my husband Irfan, like my entire family and my best friend, is that they're able to see me in the messiness of the inner work, and then also see me at the end of it at the same time. And I do want you to know that I'm not perfect. I mess up all the time. I continuously pick myself back up. I do inner work. I realign. I pray again. I rejournal. Like I'm doing the inner work that I'm telling you to do. Like I would never tell you to do something that I myself am not doing. Like I'm very much still doing the inner work. Any other questions about Dubai, the portal, and Sachda? Since I'm here right now and I'm currently selling both of these offerings. Ooh, I quickly also want to mention that timeline jumping, my intensive in St. Thomas, was fully booked out, and yesterday one of our students emailed saying that she had a family emergency. a loss in the family and she has to cancel. So I have one more spot open for St. Thomas. So if you need to be there, email us immediately at theuniverseguru@gmail.com or DM us on Instagram here, and my team will get back to you. What will the course in Dubai be about? It's called The Portal, and it's like timeline jumping meets astral travel meets decision making. So it's going to be very spiritual, but also very, very practical as far as what you need to do. So, oh my God, the energy of Dubai, like I was in Dubai in 2013, and it's like just thinking that I'm going to be back there. Oh my God, 10 years late. Oh my God, exactly 10 years later. How funny, I had not considered that. And I hope this is what I'm telling you about divine decisions versus Mina decisions. So to go to Dubai was very much a divine download. What I'm about to tell you now is very much a Mina download. So Mina is deciding that I would love it. Wouldn't it be nice if Dubai gets to be one of our repeat places like Hawaii is? So right now, Hawaii is definitely one of our like repeat places. I'm hoping this year that US Virgin Islands works out for that, and so does Dubai. I was thinking Miami was going to be a rinse and repeat kind of place, but no. I'm very, very, very sensitive to energy, and that's why I'm so connected with God, because in order to be so connected to God, you have to be super sensitive, okay? So your sensitivity meter needs to be on high alert to be able to hear those messages. Because of that, I'm also sensitive to people, places, events, thoughts, right? Like other people's feels. And when it comes to the resonance and frequency of locations, it's like my radio is either like on high, tuned in to God at certain places, or triggered. So Miami is not going to be a repeat place for us. Chicago doesn't resonate with me. I was born and raised, you guys know that. New York doesn't resonate. In fact, I'm going to be in New York in a few weeks, and I had this slight human moment. This was not a divine download. I had a Mina moment where Mina was saying, maybe you can get over New York being so negative energy for you by just doing an intensive there. But do you see that that's a mental decision? It wasn't a divine download. Can you see the difference? And immediately I was just like, no, I'm going to go where God's telling me to go. Like, I'm just going to go attend this wedding and like call it a day in New York, because I do not resonate with the energy of New York. Now, other people love New York, and that's beautiful. Hawaii is like that for me, beautiful. Houston I love. I have a feeling that I'm going to love US Virgin Islands. We'll see. And Dubai is definitely one of those places. I never even thought that I could do an intensive there, but I'm so excited. We already actually have the 2 places after that. Yesterday I was in a massive portal. That full moon situation yesterday, I posted the picture. The picture did not do it justice. The video, oh my God. It was like orange. It was like magical. I not only got the Dubai download and the Sachda download yesterday, I actually also got the next 2 locations. So yes, it was a big one. Was it a big full moon kind of portal for you guys as well? Are you like this since you were little, or since you are spiritual? I was born very, very spiritual. In fact, I had my Akashic readings done, and I'm actually a drop-in soul, or they call it a walk-in soul. Meaning the soul that actually incarnated in this body died at 2, and this other spiritual soul that was residing in a different planet, in a different paradigm, took over the body. So this soul was not in this body from 0 to 2. And it makes sense why I never connected with my family in childhood. Like I always felt like the black sheep. I was always the weird one. And so when I had my Akashic reading done and this was revealed to me, like it all made sense. Like I remember just like bawling my eyes out. So yes, I'm an old soul. My human design, my numerology, my Akashic readings all match. They've all been done by different people. So it's not like it's all like one person telling me this. My astrology, my numerology, my Akashic reading, my human design all say the same thing, that I am a very ancient soul, sort of on the last leg of my journey. And so when that body was left, that soul left, this soul took over. The full moon has initiated a huge purge for me. Yeah, it was powerful. It was really, really powerful. Yes, God bless us weirdos in our families. Yes. Scorpio moons are super intense. Yeah, it was, oh my, so much. So many downloads yesterday. I was like, you want me to do all of this now? Like, me? Someone said they want to know the next 2 locations. I'm not sure if should I reveal? I don't know. Let me give it a second. I'm not sure if I want to reveal them yet. They're super exciting though. Can you quantum leap even as a basic babe self-aware Barbie level? Absolutely. Because your quantum leap will look different than someone's quantum leap in the high-end divinity or the $1 million babe, but it's still a quantum leap for you. So quantum leaps are where you skip steps. You're not moving in a linear direction. You're moving in a very metaphysical, what the hell's going on here? How does she skip all these steps? She must be lucky kind of a mode, okay? So yes, you can absolutely do that. Do we need to know astral traveling? No, you don't. You come, surrender to me, and I teach you. You don't have to come knowing anything. No. Okay. Should I mention the next 3? You know what? Let me just talk. Why am I acting weird? Okay, let me just say it. So, right in July, we have U.S. Virgin Islands. I still have 1 spot open. DM me if you need to be there. October is Dubai. And then 2024, I have 2 locations. By the way, I still might do 1 more intensive in 2023. I think it's probably going to be Houston for the last, like the other one, because I love the in-person stuff. Like, I just love it. So I still want to do 1 more in Houston. In 2024, the 2 locations that have already been divinely revealed to me are Japan and Singapore. And my best friend may have also mentioned Bali. I haven't gotten that internal like I do yet, but I'm just kind of throwing it out there. So thank you for your suggestions, guys, but I don't choose locations based on other people. It has to be divinely given to me. Like, I have to trust it. For example, Miami was a very much Mina decision. Like, it wasn't divinely like, you must go to Miami, like, and I feel like the intensive was great. I loved meeting all my girls, like, all of that was great. It was fantastic, but the energy of Miami wasn't divinely aligned. So that's why I just let God make all my decisions. Like, I just need to like hand it over. Nina, love you, changed my life. I took manifest in the past, but recently Berkat, the manifest up and manifest down concept blew my mind. Yes, it's so deep. I know. Manifest was like a whole wormhole for me in itself. Like, it was really when God was like, you know, like, go and start teaching high-end divinity stuff. Like, stop being in the $1 million babe. Like, it's so interesting. When I started my YouTube channel, I was talking to basic babes. And then I transitioned into talking to self-aware Barbies. And then I transitioned into talking to $1 million babes. And this transition has been the hardest on my nervous system, because now I'm teaching to high-end divinities. And it's been like the biggest kind of like ripping open. I think one of the biggest fears of mine in teaching high-end divinity is that the people most attracted to high-end divinity content are basic babes. And they don't know they're in basic babes because they don't have self-awareness like the self-aware Barbie and up. And because of that, a lot of people use high-end divinity content to spiritually bypass. And that has been something that has repeatedly come up for me. It's like, I do not want to attract spiritual bypassers. And so God's been soothing me, sending me those divine messages and saying you need to trust that yes, even if basic babes come, so will the $1 million babes ready for high-end divinity stuff. And truth is, I've been teaching self-aware Barbies and how to be $1 million babes for so long that I have so many $1 million babes in my community. They're ready for the high-end divinity teachers. They are so ready. But what happens is that sometimes those $1 million babes leak through. And I think this is another place for me to surrender. It's another place for me to bow to the divine, for Sachda, for letting go and saying, you know what, that's okay. They are on their own journey. And even if they show up, maybe they will find the basic babe work that I've taught and they will use that initial spiritual bypassing to then actually do their inner work. So I choose to let this go, and I receive that they are fully capable for actually doing the inner work. So we're just letting that go right now. I'm never going to worry about this again. I'm letting this go. Like it's done. And so it is. Like it's done. Ooh, God does not give us the spirit of fear. Yes, trust. They will be ready. Ooh, I love that. I love that. You know, what to do if there's modules in a course that cause resistance in us. Ooh, I've had that happen so many times where a certain meditation or certain something. Sometimes what I've done, this is depending on where I'm at. Sometimes I like back away from it. I'm like, I need a minute. I'll skip that and I'll just do the other stuff. At other times, I'm like, that's interesting. Where is that coming from? I would like to overcome this. And I will like summon up the energetic resources to do it. So I've handled it differently at different points in my time. Sometimes I've like kind of put it on the back burner or swept it under the rug and said I'll come back to it. And at other times I'm like, no, this is when I decide that I'm going to actually summon up the energetic resources. So you know, it depends. I'm telling you honestly that I've done both. So choose the one that most resonates with you. I got so much more out of the basic babe bundle after taking Manifest. Beautiful. And I've also heard the reverse. So it's so interesting because we are all so different and we have different soul timelines and different things that are in our soul but need to be activated. So some people need the basic babe bundle to get activated. Some people need Manifest. Some people need everything. Like it just depends, right? Because we know we have information encoded in our soul from different timelines, from different lifetimes. Like it's content that's there, but you've forgotten because of the incarnation process, right? And sometimes it takes another coach, mentor, book, billboard, sign, numerology, human design reading, something to remind us and be like, oh right, I knew this. I have just forgotten. I've just been dormant, or I've just been sleeping in this one way. As a basic babe, I'm taking the inner work inch by inch, but I must say the high-end divinity is very shiny and enticing to skip to. I so appreciate you. Like, can we just all take a moment to appreciate this comment? This is the kind of honesty that comes from self-awareness. So you saying this is actually you graduating to self-aware Barbie. That takes a lot of awareness because a lot of basic babes don't realize. They will call themselves $1 million babes, high-end divinity, and have nothing to show for it. Absolutely zero inner work, zero manifestations, no proof, no receipts. And then they're triggered. But, you know, it's because they do not have the self-awareness to even realize this. Oh, I did not realize that. How long is the video, guys? Someone said this won't save if it's over 59 minutes. Are we at that point right now? Damn it, I really wanted to save this. Someone please tell me. Are we already at 59 minutes? Have I already lost it? Because I really want to be able to save this live. Okay, so someone else is saying they've never had that issue. I would really like to like be able to save it. Okay, let's do that. Let's end this recording, and thank you so much for your help. I've never done this before. I'm gonna end this recording here. Thank you so much for joining me. The link for Sachda and Portal is in the bio in Linktree, and I will try to be back on live soon. I don't know if it's gonna be today, but I'll try. I love you. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.